But when you're buying that alcohol, what are you expecting?
I was.
Just be honest.
Alright, what are you expecting?
It's not just you. This is
I
general.
understand that you were
Maybe
buying
a
it.
relationship, guys.
Ah.
I don't think anybody goes out to buy alcohol.
You know,
unless with a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think we don't need to. He's asking questions. Like, what's wrong with this? Every time we do this, these people ask me questions.
But let me help you, ne? It's not just.
Save me.
I feel like even lebanyana when they go out, there's a mission there.
Oh, man.
Ba ilo nwa batho. Wa tlhaloganya. Lo ena ga o tswa o rek o rocha batho. It's all a cat and mouse game. It's a cat and mouse game. Everyone is playing this game. Unfortunately, the women play the game at the rules and gents play the same game with their own rules.
Yeah.
That's why
I was going to say that.
disconnecting.
But the Chabad, we all go out for different missions, you know?
Mine's still to drink.
And get a relationship.
You know, and get a relationship. You know, some people go out because they want to unaga jigo. These are those, want to unaga jigo. I really truly have a hot dog or a maha. I fit that.
Rabadot.
Shut. Guys go out and be like, I got to work fast. They really get your move, guys. You know,
Except JT, right?
Yeah, except JT.
except JT.
You know when you do that, it kind of says JT.
That's 100%.
You don't have
The
to.
more you defend it, the more it looks like.
It looks like you.
Or expose.
Don't do that. Everybody is quiet. That's not JT. No, I'm not on drugs.
But we all have different reasons when we go out, you know. And it just sucks. I mean, even girls, you know, they're unsure they feel like shit when they go out, banto barring, sit on their bansa bar the whole night. They feel like shit. You know, same way how you said you used to back in the day 4 years ago. You know, you used to feel like shit when you buy somebody alcohol.
Sure.
And then they leave and go home. You know, so it's a catch-22, bro.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about JT. Like, this is your fault. Now I think you go out for bitches.
Again, if you want to know if I go out for bitches, let's do another podcast about me. And it'll be good. I'm more than willing to answer anything.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, all of you. Is it wrong to go out for bitches?
Yes.
No.
Come again?
Go out for bitches. No.
Go out for bitches.
Yes,
It's not.
It's wrong.
Going out and say I'm going out because I want a bitch.
It's not wrong. There's nothing wrong.
You know where the problem comes in? When you go out for bitches, yeah, and then suddenly now you start to feel mad and entitled that because I went out for bitches, I should have called a bitch. No matter what you did, like buy alcohol, when you feel entitled, that's where the problem comes in. But there's no problem
Fact.
going out saying, I want.
Remember back in the day, I used to hear so many stories
Why
of.
am I using the word bitches so much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Firstly, I'm saying it's wrong to go out for bitches because I don't call my sisters bitches.
Let me
I
tell you
go out for women.
I hate that fucking shit. That, I don't like that.
That's some guilt trip shit.
There's bitches.
It's not.
Bitches exist.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
I'm a natural born bitches exist.
Yeah. Like, you see how, for me, bitches, that is why I'm comfortable with saying bitches.
These are offenses views, ne?
Yeah.
Not I podcast. Yeah.
Say women.
Yeah.
Not all men.
When did you say
Like,
women?
there's bitches.
Throughout this whole podcast, it's the first time you say women.
You don't think
First of all, bro, you don't guess yet.
I'm sorry for being a natural guest. I'm sorry.
You don't think there's bitches?
Me?
Yeah.
I've never seen bitches. I've heard about them. I've never seen them.
There's bitches.
Where's bitches?
Yeah.
Alright,
I
next
get say
time we
who's-
go out. Let's do this, right?
No, we can't go out for bitches. We're not about to do that.
Oh,
As per you.
I love my life.
oh,
We can't go out anyway, so.
so it's too late.
Yeah.
You have experienced bitches and I didn't.
No,
It's a new normal. There are no more bitches.
Okay, cool, never mind.
Yeah.
Why do we call him? Yeah, but
Women bitches. Because we're not referring to.
I hate calling the women bitches,
But the bitch
bitch
is not
it.
Shout out to Drizzy Dre. Come through. So let me tell you something, JT. The level of expectation or expectations bring classification. What you there's women in your
Don't do that.
why is he
if you look at somebody and go, pussy, you probably think she's a bitch.
No.
If you look at her and go, marriage.
You probably
But what tells you that? The outfit, the behavior?
Behavior.
Okay.
Yeah. I might be wrong. I'm not saying every time you say bitch, but there's bitches. There's bitch tendencies.
I think
There's
it's more
bitch
of
behavior.
perception of
Yeah.
what they the other person. It's not really mainly of their outfit range,
Yeah.
but it's you, your mind.
Okay.
If you see a girl and you say bitch, trust me, in your mind, she's a bitch. And the one that you call a bitch and the one that you call a woman, actually switched. You know?
Okay.
Fuck you.
Okay, back to the entitlement. We got derailed. Remember back in the day, I wasn't part of this because I didn't go out.
Sound like JT.
I've heard stories of when Majida has never batadise taxi, but Rustenburg show, whatever, but just go on the way back home, someone is trying to get some pussy. And they're failing dismal.
When you said pussy, it hit here. Because I think when people watch this, they expect me and him to say pussy.
Yeah.
But no, you know
You were supposed to say vagina. Or the P word.
I think you guys are influencing me, so it's whatever.
Sorry for ruining roots for you guys.
So this guy, so this guy is failing dismally to get a vagina. Ne? And we feel Europa, this is agency, regular viala, o bugile taxi, Panchalogan, we miss a driver, I'm a follow, R510.
Oh, that's bad.
Panchalogan. I've heard so many stories of that.
I think it still happens to this day.
Yeah, you're trying to coerce this person, but
But I feel like no, okay, yeah, it could be rape.
No, it's
okay.
it definitely is.
Okay,
Coercion.
I feel like it's what normally what lead us to do or say certain things is what we speak about throughout. You understand? If you come at me with intention of sleeping with me, and when the time comes, and you say no, it's probably wrong. It's probably
It's probably.
I'm wrong. What I'm thinking right now.
Yeah.
Probably.
But it is the thought of the trade of thought of a lot of people.
Yeah, true.
And
We should speak about.
you know, we talk about it and we flirt, and I'll be like, I'm gonna eat that pussy. You know, and then
When will taste?
but what I'm saying is, when it comes to that,
Became the pussy whisperer. Yeah.
what I'm saying is, if we talk about it and when we meet up, I expect that, you understand? And I'm not going to take it by force why you say no. No means no, right? For me, no means no.
But you'll be disappointed.
I'll be disappointed.
Natural.
You understand? And but yeah, bro, I'll be cool with it. But all I'm saying is, at least don't lead me on. You know, tell me, it will go up a home. You decide then.
Sure, that's fair.
You understand? Because at the end of the day, we want to do it. Nothing beats.
I think you can also ask.
Yes. From the get-go.
Yeah.
Before you spend
Yeah.
Yo, listen, not like a soul.
Are you
On
down?
the same page. But a tricky thing about it is that she can say yes. And then when it's time to get on that page, she can say no.
And she has the right to.
She has every right to.
Life is too tough.
She has every right to.
She has the right to.
Life is not about sex.
It's more than what?
I'm not this nigga.
I mean, sex is like forms life. Life is about sex.
You're here because of it.
Sex.
But
Bro, I came with an airplane. That's what my parents told me. That's it. And that's the story. And that's it.
Sure.
That's it.
Sex.
I can tell you straight up that my son didn't come like a aeroplane.
Your son, I came with him. Yeah, my parents, I don't think my parents ever had sex.
I don't want to answer you.
Yeah, I think we should move on.
I know and I respect your parents. And
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Don't. Yeah.
I'm gonna let
Yeah.
I was about to say some shit.
Yeah, it's cool.
But
So the expectation of sex, it's not a bad thing.
Mm.
it's how you react the reaction to the
Yeah.
rejection.
Mm.
That's where you test it, because I mean, even girls expect sex, bro. Girls will say, I'm going away, weekend away with this guy. They expect sex.
Mm.
If that guy spends the whole weekend without fucking her, she's gonna be very disappointed. Very, very disappointed.
That's also true.
You know? But how she reacts to that sexual rejection,
They call you weak.
You know-
Swag.
that's
Do you guys just ask me? Do you guys feel like the allegations made against most celebrities could be true?
I think if it happens over and over and over again, there's something.
Yeah, there's no way a lot of people can cry wolf. The term cry wolf. Can cry wolf.
Oh, when you have things like that, ask him.
Oh,
Come on.
you know, I don't think a lot of people can cry wolf.
Come on.
Because no one should.
Yeah.
If a lot of people come out and say this person did this too, then best believe that that person did that shit.
Okay, because you're in the club scene and everything else, and all the girls want to be around you, right? Am I wrong? Am I right?
Hmm?
Okay, you're in the club scene because girls are girls are opportunists. You understand? I feel like they're more
Feminists.
Sa.
like no girl.
You're the feminist.
No girl would want to be in a situation whereby she feels like she can't win.
Mm.
No, like it's true, and it's not. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We all
There's nothing wrong with
we all want to win at the end of the day. We don't know
You
how
want
to.
to put yourself in a position where what you want, you will get
Yeah.
all the time.
So if something like that comes up, like that it's something, I woke up, Diego did this to me, and you know that you didn't do it. How would you?
It's tough because
Ish.
I've had my fair share of public scrutiny, and it wasn't over rape or anything. It's basically about abuse. And look, I think there are a lot of ways to deal with situations, right? And sometimes the best way to deal with something is not the way that would make other people happy. You know, it's very tough to speak on something when everybody has already labeled you as this bad person. You know, it's very, very tough. And a lot of people also don't believe that you can be remorseful with your actions. They don't believe that you can change. They don't believe that you can learn from your actions. You know? So it gets very tough to I want to say prove yourself. You know? And trust me, there is that thing of you don't have to prove yourself to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to answer to the public because the public is it's a different ball game, bro. The public doesn't play by your rules. It doesn't play by the right set of rules.
Yeah.
If you're going to be dragged under the mud, you will be dragged under the mud. If you're accused of something and the public say, no, we're gonna stand up for this person, trust me, the shit that you did won't matter because the public said you're a good person. You know? And I think as an individual, as someone who's been put in the state of you have done wrong to somebody, some people. The last thing that you should think about is the public. That is the last thing, because if you acknowledge your role in somebody's pain, then you will know that, okay, I cannot address the public because the public doesn't even know the person's pain. You know, the public doesn't know what happened. The public doesn't know a lot, but if you did wrong, acknowledge that you did wrong and work on doing better. You can't undo what you've already done, you know, but you can definitely work on being better. And I feel it's something that I've been doing, you know, to go back now and address the issue direct and everything, it will do more harm than good. The only people who matter when it comes to addressing, like the example you gave, somebody wakes up in the morning and says, yo, this happened, this person did this. The only person who matters, who you need to speak to, is that person. And you don't have to do it on a public platform. You don't. Because now you're inviting opinions that won't serve a purpose to what you're trying to do. And in that moment, what you're trying to do is you're trying to do right by the person that you've wronged. You know? And it's difficult, bro. It's actually very tricky. It's very, very tricky, especially when you know deep down also that you want to do right. You want to speak to this person who you have brought harm to. But it's very difficult to speak to them because you don't know how they're going to receive you. You don't know if what you have to say will be taken, like you're saying it in private, and then will be taken and put on a public platform again. Like you really don't know. You know, it's very tricky. But the one thing that you should do, always acknowledge your faults and work on being better. That's the only thing that I can say to you.
Do you think that you only right now try to become a better person because you were called out in public?
Look, I can tell you this much, yeah. I tried to be better when I did like something a couple of years ago, and I think I was on the right path. You know, I apologized a lot of times. I was even told to stop apologizing at some point. You know, I tried to be better, and unfortunately, something else happened. Not the same magnitude. It was actually even not even the same thing. You know, something else happened, and how it was put out, it made it seem like I hadn't changed. So to say that I am trying to be better because I was called out, it wouldn't be the case. Because I was trying to be better even when it wasn't in public knowledge. You know, so like I said, it's tricky. I mean, right now, I can tell you this right now, somebody is going to take everything that I've said today and they will put it in a different light from how I really feel about the situation.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's just the society we live in now.
Oh, they're gonna share on us.
Yeah. Yeah, we're running that risk as well. We're running that risk.
The other thing is, I've never actually, that perspective here public, you want to realize how dangerous it is. Because people react to situations. So you say this now, somebody somewhere is watching is like, yeah, slap a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And, or they are super on this other side, like, yeah, you should have attacked that. You should have attacked Diego more about what you understand what I'm saying? So now, I'm what I did wrong. I would play on the public platform about Mutua Bejo. So I now see the danger of publicizing things like this because this it's enough to come to me. I would have been good with that. That's what I'm saying. But now I must answer to everybody else about your shit. Remember when WHP said, I'm tired of having to answer to what MT said. That's what I hate about the situation.
Yeah.
I don't care what he said. I'm tired. I must now become an advocate of, nah, he's not talking about me. You know, he was supposed to clear that up.
Yeah.
Not me. So it's, for me, it's a similar thing.
Yeah, it's tricky.
It's tricky. You know, but
Because this can also trigger a victim, maybe not in this story, but someone who's experienced this as a victim can listen to this and be like,
something else you need to consider that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people go through some of the same traumas, you know, and you might feel like how I feel like I can't address the public about it. There's somebody in the public who feels like they've went through something similar, so they're going to hate me.
yeah.
And you have to be okay with that. You know, you really have to be okay with that because why are you expecting to be loved when you know that you fucked up?
Yeah.
You know? The best thing that you can hope for is for the people that you've done wrong to forgive you. That's all you can hope for. But you can't demand it because it's only just one mistake that you did one time. You know, I can't now say I'm expecting everybody to forgive me and love me because I did something this one time. You know, I can't. One time too many. For some people, that one time should have never ever happened. No matter the context, no matter what happened, no matter what was said, it shouldn't have happened. And you need to understand that that's actually also quite true.
And for some, that one time was the last time they drew breath. You get me? That was the last time they, you know.
Like this topic is very actually sensitive because.
So like what have you, like you said, you've done things to become a better person. There's another guy out there watching this, listening to this, who's probably done the same thing and doesn't know what can I do to better myself. Or do you have words for that person to like, Echo, I've done this as well, but you can do 1, 2, 3.
Acknowledge your faults, bro. Acknowledge that you were wrong. Acknowledge that you were wrong. Apologize for your wrongs. And if you need help, seek help. You know,
Did you seek for help?
100%.
Is that helping?
It's
That's a stupid question, man.
like, you know how some people feel like when they've done wrong, they go see a psychologist and then they immediately have a solution to that problem, which is not it. I mean, I am probably going to spend the rest of my life trying to be better. And which is actually how it should be, you know? Because, I mean, I saw a psychologist and it was to talk about obviously like what happened, but it was also to try to figure out why my reaction was that and whatnot. And as much as we couldn't get to the core reason for that type of behavior, she helped me with ways to control my emotions in certain scenarios. She helped me with getting my mental health back on track. She helped me with actually she helped me with ways to exercise how can I put it? especially exercise control.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know, to exercise control, because not every answer is with a psychologist.
Yeah.
When you have a problem or it's not all the time the answer's within you. You only go to a psychologist for guidance.
Yeah.
And with me, I think my help came from not just my psychologist, but from friends and family. You know, and actually the general public. Trust me, the general public told me a whole lot.
Yeah.
The people who were telling me to fuck off, they taught me a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know, to be held accountable is actually maybe one of the most important things that can happen when you've done some shit. Because now you will learn that you really must say, but I will say that.
Yeah.
You know, and I need to make amends for it. And they say the best apology is what change behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best apology is change behavior, and that's what I'm working on now. You know?
You guys, do you have like dudes that were cool with you before and
Oh, I lost a lot of friends. I lost a shit ton of friends. I lost friends. I lost gigs. I lost business partners. I lost a whole lot of things, you know, and I can't fault them. You know, you can never fault somebody for taking responsibility for something. You know, I can't fault them, but I also won't. I won't try to get back into someone's life who doesn't want to live their life. You know, I won't force myself onto these proofs. On some bro, I miss you. Yo, can we hang out? Maybe let's talk. Dog, forgive me. I won't, because they felt at that time that they want nothing to do with me. Some on a public scale, on a public platform, some privately. They felt that way, and they let me know. You know, so I feel like.
Do you think that's justice? If you put yourself in her shoes, you losing friends, you losing gigs, you losing all of this, do you think that's justice for them?
That
Would
only
be.
Justice for someone is what they feel is right. So for me to say I think it's justice that
Yeah, it's
I lost friends, I lost work, I lost this, I lost that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If they still feel like more could have been done,
Yeah.
then more could have been done.
Got you.
Yeah. So I think the worst thing that anybody can ever do when they've wronged someone is try to tell that someone that I can happy to
Yeah.
for what they
Yeah.
opportunities.
Yeah, it's not your place, all
It's
right?
not my place to say keep at these opportunities more.
Yeah.
You know? No.
But guys, okay, this is a question for everyone.
No.
We're helping each other grow, I guess, as young black men. Ne? Abuse has been in our family since 1900. It's been there. It's just that now this generation is woke enough to point it out and say, no, that's wrong. So, as some of us here have kids, some of us want to have kids, how do you think we should approach teaching our kids, whether boys or girls, about this, how to navigate abuse and try to avoid it? It's a loaded question, but it's something that we have to talk about for the next generation is how to learn
For me, I think we should be raised equally. Like no other gender should be superior than the other, even though some might. I'm not saying which one, but I'm saying maybe women are superior than us in certain things. Right?
Yeah.
And we are superior to women in certain things. So
Sure.
I'm saying that.
so hard to take you seriously?
But maybe because I don't have kids, I don't know how to be. I can only dream about what I want to do. What I want to do,
want to raise a kid, and then when the kid comes and be like, Joe, but I basically I don't know.
I think when it comes to raising our kids and that kind of stuff, I think the lessons should focus on the boy child. Because, I mean, in this day and age, we are the problem. You know?
Facts.
And to change the mentality of gents, you need to teach the boy child that, you must exert some power and now
From Mike Tyson.
you know, I think we also need to change the scope of patriarchy. Because if we dug a hole for ourselves that we are failing
Yo, that's a deep hole.
at now. Dug a very deep hole for ourselves. You know. So there have been lessons instilled in young men that you are the ruling power. What you say goes. And if something doesn't go your way, you fuck somebody up. You know? And a lot of niggas took that and be like, you know what? So,
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
That's a problem. So I think what we should do with the young ones is that we need to teach them. First of all, we need to teach them that you are nobody's boss. You don't have control over anybody else's life. You know, you need to know how to fucking control your emotions. I think that's also one of the, because niggas, yeah. Oh, testosterone.
The road.
Now they want to exert it in places where they shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, if we're testosterone, we are boxing,
Sure. Sure.
So,
It's heavy.
yeah, there are lessons that need to be taught to the younger generation, and from a very early onset. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Don't let him get to the age of 15 and try educating on controlling emotions and fighting and how to treat a woman. But because even
True.
especially emotional intelligence.
True.
If you have compassion,
Sure.
and you have to be consistent with it. That's the other thing.
Facts.
It's very consistent with it. And don't be teaching him this thing and then you let him see you doing the exact opposite.
Sure.
Or
Sure.
You have to be an example.
Yeah, and I think another thing is, Lorona amongst ourselves, we promote violence amongst Majid. You know, when there's a situation, you're quick to say, "Hey, let's throw hands." From primary, from a very young age. No, not JT, obvious. But what I'm trying to get to is that when you grow up from crèche, primary, we're now Parawin, we're now Mike Tyson, you're gonna exercise that on the wrong person at some point.
Teaching kids, for the matter, I have a daughter,
Yeah.
and you must also teach them that it's not cool. Because there's women that think that's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
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 How
He's weak, has a
We need to take that thing out.
Another thing,
Society.
Yeah.
I was chilling with Bez the other day, and he said something similar to what you said about it. Men are from the culture of, if you say the wrong shit, I'ma smack the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Women do not know that culture. So you understand what I'm saying? We neglect to think about that shit. If a nigga says some shit to you right now, what's your initial reaction?
Ntwala play.
Hey, I'll slap the fuck out of this nigga.
Not me though. Like,
We grew up, we became men with that logic of if something, if you say the wrong thing, I'll slap you. And that lesson carried over.
Yeah.
Now, women don't know that we respond that way. And then they say the wrong things because they're not from the culture of saying the wrong thing will get you slapped.
I get you.
yeah, kind of women and things.
Yeah. So, my thing, lesson-wise, is we should stop the judgment shit.
Yeah.
For me, because it's not a lot of people that can sit with Diego going into that convo, information, and be cool and let him explain. For me, this is a sensitive shit.
Yeah.
My father did that to my mom for the longest time. So you can imagine it's hard to sit with dude and listen to him. It's fucking hard. But I'm like, part of solving this shit is listening to, especially remorseful men.
Sure.
You understand?
Sure.
But some dudes on, it's like, yeah, what? You understand what I'm saying? So the judgment shit needs to stop, because if we judge him, then we put him in a corner of, fuck it, they already judged me. So
why should I change?
why should I change? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think for me, like, you impress me, dog, with how you are willing to admit, you are willing to work on yourself. And I know it's gonna be like a tough time for people to trust that you are sincere.
Sure.
You understand? People are probably gonna watch this shit and shit on us, but it doesn't matter. I think the one thing that matters now is that I believe you, my lord. You understand what I'm saying? And if that means something to you, it's, you know, I believe you, and if I catch fire, it's cool. But we need to stop.
Feminists, sir.
We need to stop. They got shit on me, bro. Because I got like an ongoing beef with feminists, so I know they're gonna come for me for this. But with feminists, what we are doing here is to try and fix ourselves.
Yeah.
Because when people shit on men, they forget that, like, the world was not designed to train a man. You understand? Nobody wants to shield us. Like, nobody cares. You understand? With everything that you do in your life, nobody cares about it. Man. Nobody loves you when you're broke. Like, you cannot do anything if you don't have money. You cannot be in love and married. But a woman can be in love and get married. That's not sad. Well, there's nothing you can do. So the world sometimes is too hard on men, and they don't realize that all we need is some love. We need to be trained how to react to certain things, because they are from a very firm hand. Everything about the world prepared us to kind of not think right.
right.
Sure. And just to say that before we wrap it up, like, like, I know we're gonna get some backlash, but having this conversation is important, because I hate the men who are about this men's conference thing that does not even exist. Because that's where this type of shit is supposed to happen. It's not happening. We're making a joke out of a serious thing. Where we created an imaginary men's conference for Roipua, Roikaha, but it's none of that. It's just a joke. So if you hate...
That's why
So at least we're doing something. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, there's a conversation needs to be had. It needs to be had amongst but yeah, there's a conversation that needs to happen amongst men. A very honest, a very serious conversation about where men are at mentally and emotionally in life. Because there are men who don't know that what they're doing is wrong, to be taught. There are men who have done wrong, who need to be checked, because nobody has checked them. there are men who have been checked, and this one's very tricky because now you're not going to be about that. But niggas who know their faults, they need to be included in conversation because they also need to tell people, we mustn't. Like, and I go from a place of privilege or basically mustn't,
Yeah.
enough acknowledge it, and if you're not going to acknowledge your wrongs, you're not going to better anything.
Yeah.
Understand? You're still going to breed the same type of men, generation after generation after generation.
Yeah.
So there are really hard chats that need to be had amongst the men themselves.
Yeah.
Niggas need to be true with themselves now. They need to know how there's no way there's a worldwide outcry about men right now. Worldwide outcry. In our country, it's worse.
It's worse.
It's worse. And how will I about to Bakala? Hosna, the top. And as much as that, I'm not talking about this thing that we are always right. Nobody's always right. The only person who's always right is God.
Yeah.
Because He knows what He's doing.
Sure.
We are human beings, bro. We don't know everything. We don't know for the motor and when this happens. When somebody tells you for a actually like you finish up everything, let's say you do the job or it's a like now. Can you go on you said some shit that actually rubbed me off the wrong way, and when you need to know within yourself what your money and sharp and I got one of them because he's coming to me telling me what you're going
This ain't going on too.
niggas are bitches, man, niggas joke around then they catch feelings. No,
Yeah.
you've wronged me. And I'm telling you that you've wronged me.
Yeah.
Do something to make it right. Apologize first and foremost. Sometimes that's all that's needed. Sometimes you need to do more. And that's the case with us men.
Awesome.
Yeah. So where to from here? What's going on?
But I actually have no idea. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's a very tricky time. It's going to take some time for me to get my feet on the ground again. But for now, it's still just working on myself and hoping that there will come a time where I could pay back my dues and help the next little brother to do better.
I think we started that shit.
Yeah.
This is that. Could have said no.
Yeah.
Could have said no. Could have said no.
Yep.
You could have said I don't want to talk about that shit. We would have still talk. Obviously, it's cool. But this for me will do more for the little kids. Plus, you're still a youngin. So, and I know a lot of youngins are people younger than you will look at you and go, okay, I can take something from that.
Sure.
It might be too late for niggas my age. Yeah.
And thank you for that, Diego.
So,
man. It's not I
I'm proud of you, dog, for the path that you are on, and I pray God helps you stay there. You know what I'm saying? You are too talented to be crucified forever.
And just to be clear, guys, we're also thinking about the victim. We hope she heals. We hope she gets over this. We hope she's able to move on. We hope she's able to impart knowledge on babanyane moyene. Let's let this not seem like we are one-sided. I just wanted to make that clear. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
It's sensitive. We can only talk.
That's fucking sensitive.
We can talk to Diego because Diego has dealt with public life.
Sure.
So
I get it.
we had to talk to Diego because he's you must you must you know what I feel like you must get your people. Again.
Sure.
Get to shit. Get about 1,000.
Ach.
You can't say
Setswana, we, Setswana.
Go get it, put it in your. By the way, we don't know a lot of things, guys, and I know there's a lot of people that have opinions about what just happened. We don't know a lot. We're still learning. We're still trying to do this life thing the right way.
Yeah.
But we do know how to podcast too.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up. Good luck with everything, my guy. And shout out again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Diego.
See, we didn't talk about bitches. How? Corona sensitive.
One tlhaloganye.
Alright, tell everybody that JT Authentic and Luke's podcast too.
Hey,
Subscribe, follow us on
I'm actually
YouTube,
passing there.
like,
Oh, that's big.
I didn't drink. Yeah,
subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all of that shit.
This was
Thank you.
fuck, eh?
Yeah?
Wow, this was smooth.
Ah, top. Ah, that was dope.
It didn't even feel like an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, ne?
There's no way of not getting shit across.
Yeah,
No, definitely. Like, if you're gonna put your opinions on public platforms, expect
scrutiny, hold on.